Nelly's ex-girlfriend Chantel has sparked a firestorm on the internet by posting what appears to be hard copy evidence of his adultery, which is why I'm so heated in here. You are mistaken if you believe this to be a narrow-minded statement. She arrived with a location identification that corresponds to Nelly's tour stop, screenshots, and timestamps. But, as you are well aware, things start to become really crazy when Nelly and Ashanti start living their idyllic lives after secretly getting married. However, we're facing the prospect of a divorce before they've even been dating for 2 years, rather than honeymoon bliss. When Chantel revealed all of this, it seemed as if she had prearranged her schedule, waiting for the ideal opportunity to cause the most amount of pain. However, Nelly's actions were what truly triggered it when it went viral. It is now widely believed that Ashanti has already departed. Actually, you should wait if you felt that this was a mess. You can see Chantel's actual post. Because cheating was more than just implied in the screenshots. Including Reynolds' late-night texts, hotel confirmations, and tour stops, they captured every moment of the timeline. All of this points to the same conclusion. It wasn't a one-time error, either. It appears that this is a serious issue. The fact that it may have occurred when Ashanti and their child were at home is the most tragic aspect. So, everyone, pay attention to me and be ready because this is about to happen. Crazy. Given that the marriage was already in difficulty before Chantel revealed any receipts, it's hardly strange that Nelly would have been unfaithful to Shanti. And these two have a lengthy history, as you are all well aware. They split up, reconciled, and enjoyed a wedding straight out of a fairy tale. However, that fairy tale appears to be more concerned with minimizing harm. Chantel's charges didn't just appear. Only a few weeks had passed since the couple's reality show debuted. As everyone is aware, there was more hostility than affection in that episode. Instead of coming across as a power couple, Nelly came across as disrespectful, agitated, and, to be honest, as if he wasn't ready for the Ashanti that is currently in the news. The fans also clocked it right away. Given that one of the most concerning signs occurred while Nelly was getting ready to perform at the inauguration of the president. Didn't it sound like a momentous occasion? If you're a MAGA. But Ashanti was obviously not happy about it, unless it was behind the scenes. She also claims that Nelly made no effort to hear her out. She openly claims in the video I'll play that he ignored her worries entirely, as if her opinion didn't matter.
Going on today? Like what? So, we just had a conversation.
What'd he say?
He's thinking about it. I think he's kind of leaning towards doing it. With everything, there are pros and cons. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I mean, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
However, in another stressful scene in the episode, Nelly tells Ashanti directly that he would not assist with her son's care until the child is old enough to be potty trained and can talk and move. No hyperbole. He essentially stated that he would not step in until young Kareem was able to express his needs. Now consider it and what it would actually mean. Ashanti is supposed to do all of the everyday duties of parenthood while Nelly travels, writes, and relocates. He's not married yet. Besides, it didn't sound like a joke the way he said it. It was as if the man had already decided on something.
He can say, I'm hungry, until he can say, I need to use the bathroom. It's gonna be a lot of your laughter. But as soon as he started walking, I said, enjoy. Because as soon as he get to walking and talking, he went to...
Therefore, when you combine Ashanti's little attitude with the charges of adultery and everything that has transpired so far, it's starting to feel less like a difficult patch and more like she is parenting this child and maintaining the marriage on her own. In the video that follows, Ashanti discloses that Nelly never gets up at night to help, so the situation only gets messier from there. Not with the infant. At all. Furthermore, you would think that he would at least apologize for it. Rather, as though it were a source of pride, Nelly starts bragging about how well he sleeps through the night and calls himself an excellent sleeper. He goes one step farther, though, and says getting up and caring for their son are Ashanti's responsibilities. There was blatant misogynistic rejection as if it weren't even up for debate, without any debate or compromise. You could tell it wasn't a one-time argument by the way he expressed it. He seemed to be thinking about it a lot. Just emotional maltreatment. Ashanti was allowed complete control over his day-to-day physical upbringing. Additionally, fans are starting to wonder if Nelly was ever ready for this marriage. Or did he just want the look of a family without the responsibilities?
I understand, how is it that you sleep through when he starts crying?
Do y'all really be up at night? I heard about it.
You know what? It's absolutely ridiculous that you'll still be dead asleep and he'll be mad loud. That's ridiculous.
You know? It's a gift, I guess.
Why is that a gift?
I'm blessed with that.
No.
I'm gonna take you back to this conversation we had. Before you kicked me under the table, I said, baby, I give you the world. I just ain't changing no diaper.
Oh my God.
Supporters were also now making fun of Nelly. And there was immediate opposition. Their marriage was clearly already in crisis mode as word got out. Furthermore, it took time for these rumors to develop. The rumors had circulated for a while. But as the show went on and viewers saw how he really treated Ashanti behind closed doors, something just clicked. They tried to put an end to everything with the joint interview, presumably hoping that it would quiet things down. However, instead of putting out the fire, it fueled it. The tension between them could not be ignored. Ashanti's awkward reactions, phony smiles, and nearly non-existent eye contact. Nor were the fans convinced. And the interview only confirmed what many people already thought. This marriage might be about to fall apart.
It's been pretty much a breeze for me.
I'd say.
Yeah. I probably changed 2 diapers.
I was just gonna say probably about 2, maybe 3, maybe.
A couple of PPs, about 1 booby. Yeah, I think I'm at my limit.
Yeah. Take it.
Didn't get on this time.
I did. I definitely did.
For even without that mess, life was. Recently, Nelly's ex-girlfriend Chantel came up with serious charges that Nelly had cheated on Ashanti while he was on tour. Furthermore, as everyone knows, he has been traveling for a while with there will be several shows in the coming weeks. However, this is the part that most surprised many. Chantel claims that Nelly routinely has a different groupie backstage after practically every performance. She didn't just toss that out there, either. According to her, those directly involved in the situation are aware of all that is going on, and some of them are even speaking out. But if you've ever seen what really happens on these trips, you already know how it goes. There's drinking, partying, and there are even times when the lights go out. As a result, when Chantel made her claims, they didn't appear unlikely. Someone was finally being straight about something, it appeared. That has continued for some time. Moreover, Chantel says there's more to Nelly's tour than just music. The number of women there is high. And a lot of them. As you are all probably aware, Ashanti wasn't overly thrilled when Nelly first made the announcement. He was heading back toward the road. In the video I'll show you, she also makes it clear that she didn't even think it was fair for him to abandon her and her child while he was traveling the world. But all he said was that on camera. Others with knowledge of the matter said that her real issue extended beyond parenting. It was a matter of trust. Given that Ashanti is aware of Nelly's past. So, when he brought up tour buses and tardiness, at night, her instincts took over. But let's face it, being surrounded by groupies every night for a man with Nelly's past is more than simply unease, it's a pattern of recognition.
Back and forth periodically. 3 weeks here, 2 weeks back, 2 months.
I'm split about his tour. My first response is I'm super happy for him for putting it together. The wife and mommy side of me is like, now, the wife side of me and mommy side of me is a little sad. You know, daddy's gonna be gone for a long time.
Nelly seems to be out here still working on a tip drill. The internet is in complete chaos after Chantel posted screenshots of direct messages in which Nelly urged one of his alleged groupies to persevere. The signals were clear and left no space for interpretation. Nelly apparently displayed their overt infatuation and arrogance by asking this woman to come see him after a show. Worse, the location at the time fell on one of his most recent tour dates. As a result, this did not happen all at once. Since Millie is presumably out here doing the most while she was at home recovering and tending to their newborn, Ashanti thinks the whole thing is incredibly embarrassing. Furthermore, there was no covert scandal involved, according to the prevailing discourse. He didn't appear to be trying to be discreet at all. However, not everyone is entirely convinced of Chantel's motives, so wait a moment. Some contend that Ashanti may not even be involved in this at all, while others think that by revealing Nelly's actual nature, she is acting morally. There has been a lot of talk regarding Chantel's ongoing animosity since Nelly supposedly pledged to marry her before deserting her. Given that he has begun a new life with the Ashanti marriage baby and everything, some people think Chantel waited for the right moment to show off her receipts and make sure that everyone could see the imperfections in this flawless photo. As a result, even though her receipts might be genuine, their motivations are doubtful. She even defended him when he was allegedly accused of assaulting other women while on tour, which just makes matters worse. Nelly also seems to have trouble keeping his pants on while he's out on the streets, both on stage and off. You all know what happened in 2018, when Nelly's name was used in a significant court case. Well, a 21-year-old college student named Monique made some disturbing statements. She claims that incident occurred just prior to a Florida-Georgia line performance. She had recently been to a bar in Auburn, Washington, where Nelly was performing. Nelly allegedly invited her to an after-party following the performance. Up until they boarded the tour bus, nothing was particularly unusual. It is said that things changed at that point. The atmosphere changed to one of pure terror as Nelly led Monique to the rear of the bus, according to Monique. She says that without asking or warning, he began to enjoy himself in front of her. But it didn't stop there. Monica claimed that after singing to her, Nelly begged her to spend the weekend with him as if nothing had happened. She added that Nelly and his staff didn't simply let her go when she expressed her desire to leave. Monique claims that she was violently removed from the bus, and Nelly threw a $100 bill at her while she was being led away, as if it would improve the situation. However, when two women who went by the names Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2 came forward with accusations, the story became much more troubling. After a performance in England back in 2016, Jane Doe, a U.S. military service member stationed in the UK, claimed that Nelly invited her and a friend to a VIP area. Additionally, she said that while she was there, he improperly touched her and tried to stop her from walking away when she tried to do so, making the scenario feel dangerous and menacing. After that, Jane met Nelly at a meet-and-greet in Essex, and claimed that after that, he asked her to visit his dressing room. She said that after she got inside, Nelly tried to rip off her top, nuzzled her, and kept pushing her hand near his privates. He allegedly became confrontational after she said no, gripping his fist and yelling, "No, I'm just frustrated. I'm not used to not getting what I want. Just do it." It's true that Nelly hasn't exactly had the best record of keeping it in his pants. He has no shame and has always been out here slanging that thing. In all honesty, that only lends credence to Chantel's allegations that he cheated on Ashanti. The fact that Chantel was putting her toes down behind him when these claims initially surfaced, however, makes it even more outrageous. She even called the woman and made a special effort to protect him. Dishonest people. I was at those venues, in the dressing rooms, and on that tour bus on those dates that these Jane Does are claiming, she added. There was a potential for genuine change, and for the first time, people are paying attention to the problems that women are facing. However, when people lie, all of this work is devalued and makes life more difficult for survivors. Additionally, he didn't thank Chantel in private for supporting him at the time. He expressed his gratitude in a public way. He gave her the kind of future commitment that gives the impression that he was sincere about getting married. According to his own words, "I would not want Chantel out of my life. It's been 5 or 6 years since we first met. In the long run, it works out whenever you can connect with someone like that. The more we got to know one another, the more we saw that she is as lovely on the inside as she is on the outside. And that wasn't merely a passing compliment. He gave the impression that he had located his shorty. But someone he pictured himself marrying, someone who had supported him through thick and thin. And it's easy to understand why she most likely believed everything he said when you take into account that she stood up for him during one of the darkest moments of his public persona, even going so far as to accuse the other woman of lying. Looking back, though, it is unquestionably hidden in a different way since, in addition to breaking that vow, Nelly went back and resumed his relationship with Ashanti, got married, had a child, and essentially deleted everything he had ever spoken to Chantel. Her decision to reveal him felt much more personal as a result, as though it were a reaction to years of betrayal rather than a spontaneous outburst. There is undoubtedly a villain story being told. The same woman who once stood up for him as if her life depended on it is now the one who is exposing him. All of a sudden, the flaws in Ashanti and Nelly's flawless image are exposed. From late-night direct messages to tour bus secrets and Ashanti's increasing quiet, it doesn't appear that this will be another setback. This appears to be a complete breakdown. And this wasn't exposure if Chantel really held on to these receipts the entire time, just waiting and waiting. This was retaliation. The true question of the day is this Nelly's last blow, or is Ashanti going to surprise us all by supporting him as well? From our vantage point, the fairy tale may have already devolved into a nightmare, but I know Nell is out there thinking about it repeatedly.